We're live, sir.
Good evening, and welcome to We All Go Down Wednesday. Livingston Man, roll that beautiful beam footage. Welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. How's everybody doing tonight? Old Mutt in the house, Ghost Lincoln, East Tennessee Preparedness, Coffee First Then Speak, Wolfang, Love and Life, Eric N1RB, my man Marco, K-Paul, let's see, gotcha. Stan Greenfell, welcome, Micro Wolf, Scott, Johnny Preps, everybody's in the house
They all
tonight.
up in
Livingston
ya,
Man's in the house.
Boy.
Yes. Scott Hummer, welcome. Tomcats World, welcome. Mad Shad in the house. Unbelievable.
Motley crew, to say the least.
Yeah, these are great people.
No,
Loving life. What's happening, my friend? William Kays, what's good? How's everybody doing on this We All Gonna Die Wednesday? It was a muggy, nasty, rainy, stormy kind of day. Again, here today for what, the
Third day. Well,
yeah,
no,
basically.
it was just,
Mrs. B Local, welcome.
It's been the monsoon started at midnight on Saturday,
Yeah, basically.
and now we're getting the showers and the thunderstorms. It's all this tumultuousness.
It seems
it's very tumultuous.
we're in this little weather pattern that's been spinning around the Great Lakes.
And I'll take it because it did not.
Militant farmer, what's happening, my brother?
It didn't rain here for it felt like months. It was like maybe it was like a month, but it felt like forever. Like you'd walk across the lawn and there was like tufts of like dust behind you.
It was the dead grass as you walked across. It was dry as hell for a real long time. Let's see. East Tennessee says, I just worked 10 12-hour graveyards in a row. Good Lord. Grateful Preps, NJ. Welcome, sister. Welcome. Prepper Book Club. What's going on?
A lot to unpack this week, guys.
Man. It started this weekend, Livingston, man, while we were in expeditionary camp.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden, there's like a freaking coup going on in Russia or something, and all this freaking news about all this bullshit. And it seems that it was all a bunch of bullshit in my eyes, because it started at breakfast. So I was literally cooking everybody spam and egg sandwiches.
We're in the middle of the woods
for
and
breakfast.
thought we were gonna watch like
the fall of Russia.
Yeah, like somewhat live
it was going
in
down.
real time, and then all of a sudden we're like, actually,
I was so excited. First thing in the morning, I was like, is this real, guys? Are we like really sitting here watching, Shoigu saying he's gonna hang, or Perozhkin saying he's gonna hang Shoigu in the Red Square? I was like, yes, let's go.
Couldn't believe it. I mean, talking about an insurrection.
And then come lunchtime, it's all over. It's like, nah, bro, we squashed our beef, man. We're cool.
That's how you negotiate for a raise right there. I'll tell you what.
And then the rain started.
Yeah. Now, whatever everybody's theories are on what the actual F that was that went on there, I mean...
Yeah, I couldn't even venture to...
It's all we can, I suppose, agree on, really, because everybody's like, it's this, it's that, it's the other thing. But, I mean, all we can really agree on is just bizarre.
The fog of war. Scott Hummer, I agree, man. I think it was...
it's got to be some kind of ruse.
Well, you have to disguise your movements as something other than what they are nowadays, because everybody's watching in you, all the time. So even if you say it's this or it's that, perhaps you have to falsify what's going on for real, just so you can move some things around and say it was something totally different. These assholes. What are we going to do with it?
Completely uncharacteristic of Russia. Okay, all right, now there's let's compare it to in recent memory, our the wintertime cookout they had there at the Capitol. Those guys came in, they broke some windows, someone died unfortunately, but they stole a podium and threw some papers around.
Yeah.
Prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. They fucking found everybody. Okay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Put them up.
Tracked them down.
And we're like, how dare you? Yep. Now in Russia, a private military company claimed they came under attack by forces of the Russian Federation itself.
Yeah.
Leading them to conclude that these orders came from above. So he said, how dare you? And decided to go after it and bring to trial in public the man that he felt was responsible to give the order to fire on his men. Decided to order
the defense minister is hanging.
He ordered his thousands of troops to drive to Moscow, which they then started to do and were making headway.
Oh, yeah. They were making really good progress.
If reports are correct, along the way, they shot down 7 helicopters.
That's what I heard. 7 helicopters were taken out. But how true is that? I'm really not too sure. Hunter 25, what's happening, my brother?
Whoever is expecting me personally to believe that Russia would just be actually, you know what? Because then... Yeah, it's one of two things.
Nah, bro.
It's completely fake.
If they were coming for Russia, the way they were the Russian columns on the highway, bro, those fighter jets would have bombed the shit out of those guys if they were headed to Moscow with hostile intentions. In my opinion,
it looked a little propagandish, but at the same time, or is it an absolute cluster that?
I think the rhetoric will die down. I also heard today that they spotted what they deemed to be Piroshkin's private jet landing in Moscow.
Bro, the other thing is people who cross Putin don't make it.
All right? Yeah, have some plutonium tea.
Yeah. Oh, you fell out the bulletproof window that was unbolted. Just strange stuff.
It's true.
Or you just end up in prison on some trumped up stuff.
Yeah,
but you don't get to stage the absolutely armed rebellion, shoot down 7 helicopters, and be like, "Let's just squash it, bud. You know what? We're friends. How about you just go live in Belarus and we'll call it even?"
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think so.
It doesn't make no sense. But now we touched on last night. Well, you and that guy who impersonated me on your live stream last night. I don't know who the hell that dude was.
Interesting. That was interesting.
You were on about some AI thing, and how it's all probably all fake, and it's really something. I mean, do you guys even
propaganda,
know?
Man? The fog of war. As we've said before, the first casualty of war is the truth. So it's dead, and they're going to just move stuff.
It's a trope.
How many troops did they move with him to Belarus? That puts them 100 miles from Ukraine's capital. Exactly, can be. And I personally think that was the guys. And I think in the future here, we will see a northern front open up in this conflict. And they're not very far away. Wagner was the only group to make serious gains on the ground in Ukraine, and then the Russian troops would fill the gap and hold the line while they went to try to take more territory. The quickest way to get them around to the backside would be a false coup attempt as such, and then you just route them around the backside.
If nothing else, I mean, what you've done is sow confusion, which is it's an art of war. Deception and confusion are your
absolutely. They're your friend during wartime, because you want people to know. Eric M1RV, thank you so much.
And I believe in your message, brother.
Yeah, he's about spam or cash. Either way, Livingston Man accepts
spam,
both
chat,
currencies.
Cash, cool, love it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
The Russia-Ukraine situation now, again, as far as this, affects you or how much you let it, I suppose. I joke with Mike all the time. He'll send me some loud headline about what happened. I'd be like, damn, I was going that way on my way home.
Brett Guyver, what's happening, my friend? How are you? Welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
I figure, if for nothing else, the news, if you will, like world events are indeed, if nothing else, entertaining.
Well, let's see. They are unprecedented every single day.
You can only peek out, man. I mean, you cannot go. How far unprecedented are we going to go?
We are at the 56th level of unprecedentedness.
Like,
Livingston, man.
This ends with, it's never happened before, like nuclear holocaust, bro.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's throw it on the table. That's it. Throw it out there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
We're all in. We'll be there with the cameras. We'll make it work. It's going to be cool.
Love and life, I agree with you. We the people and a well-regulated militia is going to happen. At some point, the burden on the system has become so great that I believe it has been weaponized against the tax-paying Americans. The system itself has been weaponized against tax-paying Americans, and it is a freaking money vacuum, and everybody out there knows it who gets a paycheck or gets any form of anything. They're taking their cut out of it. Before you ever get it, they're taking their money away from you. And that money just gets more and more and more with the more burden on the system. And they're just going to keep sucking it out of our pockets.
And do you know why they put themselves before you? Because they know that you would not pay for the things that are done in your name with your money.
Correct.
So they get in front of you, between you and whoever, and they get their cut off the top. And it's a very us and them.
Oh yeah. And we see it with the charges against Hunter Biden, the two-tier justice system and the way it works and how corrupt it is.
If you are still
we have strayed so far away from the Constitution. It's so perverted at this point. I don't even know what this is. It's like an oligarchy mixed with tyranny, mixed with you still have your Constitution.
What we in America talk down to, or however, or simp for, whichever you prefer, what we call or simp for billionaires. Okay, but when you hear about billionaires in Russia, they're billionaires. Oligarchs. They call them oligarchs over there.
Yeah, that's the same thing here. It's the same thing here. They're oligarchs.
It's your Disney CEO, your Netflix CEO, these big rich people. Unless you're some weird fanboy or somebody, nobody knows who these people even are.
No,
you got your
a lot of them just hide in the shadows. They hide in plain sight. They're worth billions and billions. But
now, whether or not these people,
Karen Tamor, welcome. I hope you are healing well at home.
Whether or not these folks are maliciously bad people,
right?
I don't think so. I like to think that we're all.
I think that people with that kind of money, when they get a plan or a theory or whatever in their head, they have tremendous weight that they can push with their dollars. To them, it's just a drop in a bucket, a couple $100,000 out of the billions.
Right.
It's a tax write-off is what it is, and they have no problem pushing that money in a direction that they themselves actually believe in. So, I mean, it tells you where the heads of a lot of these people are at, because we see what's being pushed at us.
They're so out of touch is the thing. They come off as condescending, snooty, look down their nose, everything. It's not really that they mean to be like that.
They just be like that.
Like they just are. Okay, so I think you reach across and make sure really awkward.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Livingston, man. One of the things that they are trying, the billionaires who put their financial weight behind this, is lab-grown meat. Now, apparently it's got FDA approval. And this trash that you see here before you is the future food for us. We chanted and cried and screamed that we won't eat the bugs. We will not eat the bugs. So they said, okay, no problem. We'll just make some lab-grown meat out of some animal cells. I live in farm country. folks. I see the wheat grown in the field. I harvest the apples from the tree myself.
I hate the fucking ads here.
I get.
How's that for an ad? How's that for an ad?
Eric, I agree. I think anything lab grown is dangerous. Lori Q, welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
Well, it screams to you because now, listen,
they're telling us how it's going to change the way that we eat meat.
Of course, you remember the FDA's track record when it comes to green lighting things that are
good for you.
And
yes,
maybe we're not ready
for you, my friend.
Not ready for and didn't go through enough testing. Not the FDA, not that federal. But I don't even know what the heck it stands for. Food and Drug Administration. That's it. Ha, got it.
Oh, Grateful Prep says, did you see that guy's farm in Oklahoma was attacked? Is that one of these fake meat pushing guys?
Now, I don't want to read their. I really just don't want to hear their propaganda about why this is gonna be the next big thing. But okay, so
folks, fuck that. Don't do it. Don't buy into it.
If you read this part right here.
Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys are going to eat fake meat. I ain't eating that shit. That's a goose egg for me, Livingston, man. That's a zero. Never fake meat.
It says, some context. Both companies are starting small. It'll be a while before you can buy their products at a grocery store. Upside Foods plans to sell its cultivated chicken to a San Francisco restaurant called Bar Kren, while Eat Just's brand, Good Meats, is collaborating with a Washington, D.C. restaurant owned by the celebrity chef and restaurateur Jose Andres. So it's a pilot thing.
There you go.
In some two high class restaurants, and that's it.
Moldy Soldier, only one finger raised, the middle one. I'm with you, my friend. I'm with you. No meat for me. Dawn E, welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Now, folks, listen up. Y'all are preppers. Y'all are the prepared. I want you to go into your Patriot or pantry or your prepper box or whatever it is that you have. And I want you to look at the ingredients in your freeze-dried food. A lot of companies will replace the meat with soy protein. So being that we all hating on the fake meat, I'm just telling y'all, research your freeze-dried food before you buy it. Know what's in it. It's a big thing. So check those labels, read them, make sure you are not consuming the soy-based protein. Because you spend all this time not trying to grow man boobs, and then the shit hits the fan, and all of a sudden you're eating soy-based protein, and it's all of a sudden you got some man boobs for.
It's going to work out for some of us better than others. I mean, some of us are just going to look pretty good with tits.
Could be. Not me. No thanks. My mother Spark says, read your grocery food too. Soy-based products. They are bioengineering products, and who knows what's in them. They just get a bioengineered label. Milton Farmer says, I feel attacked, Mike. No, bro, you are actually one of the most holistic, homegrown folks I know. The Militant Farmer, he grows what he eats what he grows, and he's getting in great shape for the tactical games, and you're doing fantastic, brother. Super proud of you. I would never hold eating good or eating well against people. I just think you got to check what's in your stuff, man. You need to know what you're consuming.
I don't hold people's diet against them. I'm like,
no,
whatever. I mean,
no, I want to hold your lifestyle against you.
That's what I do. I'll hold anything against you, including myself, closely. But I mean, I got issues with people's diets. I got issues with people's lifestyles. I got issues with people's parenting skills. I got issues with society. These fucking kids these days.
Oh, they're broken.
One in the chat is fucking these kids these days. All right, come on.
Grateful Prep says that appeal stuff they are putting on fruits and vegetables. I have not heard about that stuff. I'll have to look into it. Perhaps you could send me an article, my sister. Thank you. Yeah, my mother's spark. Yeah. They're once. Here they come. Here they come. Kids these days.
I sound exactly like my boomer ass, like Vietnam veteran father. Cut your hair, pull your pants up, tie your shoes. This music sucks. Yeah, I could go on forever, baby. Yeah. I can smell you getting
Karen
off the elevator.
Tamor says, my town just opened a little butcher shop with all local produced meat. They even sell wild game, deer, rabbit, and squirrel. That's fantastic, Karen. What a great place to have in your town to be able to get yourself some fresh meat. You can probably go to the farm and pet the deer that you're going to eat in a couple of months.
She must not be from New York, I feel like, because isn't there a thing with like wild game in New York? It's got to be basically farm raised anyway.
Yeah, you have to farm raise it, but you can buy deer that you slaughter and process and sell to people. You just can't do that with wild game. As a hunter, that game is for me. I can't sell my meat to anyone. Which is weird. I could give it to somebody, but I can't sell it to anybody.
Well, maybe is that the loophole then? Because they're not the stores ain't allowed to give food to homeless people. They have to throw it in a dumpster, burn it, and make sure that like nobody eats it, like just to purely waste it for capitalistic profit reasons.
Right.
But can we shoot like 100 deer on a farm permit, butcher them, go make venison burgers, and give them to the homeless?
Sure. Tank Houston, yes, you can buy venison right in Germantown at the name of the farm's not coming to me right now. But yes, they have a wild game farm where they raise elk, they raise venison, they raise deer, they raise like ostriches and emus and things like that for meat purposes. Red stag, they got some really wild looking creatures there. But yeah, it's all farm raised for bison as well. Fantastic, Tank.
I mean, Eric, like we said, we give a damn what the FDA said. I mean, they sullied their own reputation.
XMYC, yes, it's very expensive to get into that stuff. I haven't, Angry Prepper keeps waving these Wagyu steaks in front of my face, and he keeps telling me he's got a Wagyu steak in the freezer with my name on it, and it'll change my life.
Everything's Wagyu steak now. They just call it that.
No. He gets like the real Wagyu steaks. He did his research. He knows what he's talking about. And he told me if I didn't cook it right, he would defriend me and never speak to me again.
I had a Wagyu steak, egg and cheese from Walmart this morning.
Bison burgers and ribs. Yummy. We
were talking about this before. I ate a bison burger on a handful of occasions.
Yeah.
And whatever the difference is, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Beef is beef, basically. Like, I don't know, I guess one's like a wild cow or something. But as we learned, they're still not. They're farm animals, essentially, right? So unless you're hunting your own game, processing it yourself.
Which I do.
If you bought it from a store, the FDA approved it, bro. It's like
Hunter 25, I do not know about guinea hen leaf. I do not. No, I know that guinea hens are extremely freaking loud and obnoxious.
Oh, they're fearless too, bro.
Oh man, they're freaking loud.
They're like an African chicken. We had a
they're assholes.
You have to.
I said it. Guinea hens are assholes.
If you turn your back on a guinea hen, it will like attack you. Like you have to like constantly face them, or else they'll like jump on your head and like be jerks about it, and they'll never give up. Fearless,
bro.
They don't care.
No,
stupid as hell too. They'll stare down the cars that are coming at them in the road.
Hunter says, no, it's a leaf from Jamaica. See, I was way off. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them chickens, too.
Tank knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. They're...
Let me segue into another plot. Not segue like the stupid electric scooter, but the French word segue looks like.
Segue.
Upcoming video event. We're going to feature our good friend Tank Houston.
Yeah. Very, very, very soon, guys. Tank is coming in as the conscientious observer.
We're gonna blindfold him. We're gonna do a blind test of
freeze-dried foods.
Yeah, and he's gonna pick, not knowing which is which. He's just gonna catch a serving. We're gonna line up 3 entrees that are like
Similar.
roughly the same.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're gonna prepare it. We're gonna feed it to him, and he's gonna give
his honest opinion
without knowing what he's talking about.
Yeah, and then after Tank gets to try it first, we'll give it a whirl and see what we think about them as well.
You guys get to watch me eat.
We've got a whole bunch of different freeze-dried foods, from nutrient survival. We have peak refuel. We have on-point adventure meals. And I think we have some backpackers pantry. Now, Jay Creature said he was going to send me another one. But
did you say nutrient survival?
Yeah, nutrient survival was number one. But I want somebody else's opinion who I know would, the question is, Tank, would you buy this if you were going to go on a backpacking trip? Would you actually purchase it? He said, I may be tied up.
You can leave.
I want your honest opinion.
You can leave the experiment at any time.
Yeah.
I promise. Just sign this piece of paper.
Very true. Very true. Is he going to be tied up too? Could be.
Now let's see what happens when we put little droplets of things in the food.
You know who we haven't heard from yet tonight?
Black Star?
Well, Black Star boys, we don't know if tomorrow is coming just yet, but can you hit me with my man Santiago?
Yeah, we ain't playing. We ain't playing. We're not gonna die. We're gonna live. Maybe Wednesday, not today.
What this is, we pump too much groundwater, right?
The next thing that's gonna get us
in trouble.
Yeah. The next reason we all gonna die this Wednesday, Livingston man. What is it? What is it?
Well, apparently something has been messing with Earth's axis. The answer has to do with us.
This is it.
Around the turn of the millennium, Earth's spin started going off kilter, and nobody could say why.
We're wobbling. We're just going to wobble right out into nothingness, Livingston, man. Is that where we're going? Is that what's happening? Are we all going to die from the wobble?
The imaginary rod around which the Earth's rotations axis moves gently wanders south away from the geographic North Pole towards Canada. Suddenly, though, it made a sharp turn and started heading east. They came to the startling realization about what had happened: accelerated melting of the polar ice sheets and mountain glaciers.
That's it, that fucking Greta Thunberg.
It had changed the way mass was distributed around the planet enough to influence its spin. I can believe this. This is the same.
Okay, so it's the ice caps melting. That's creating it. I think there's another reason as well, Livingston.
I bet you too. And there's also, I know where they're going to go with this. That's it.
Yeah.
Some of the same scientists have identified another factor that has had the same kind of effect. Colossal quantities of water pumped out of the ground for crops and households.
Yeah. So we're sucking all the water out and we're fucking up the wobble,
You have to.
It's all our fault, guys.
A planet is not exactly like balanced, but in this case it is when you move enough of its massive resources. The Three Gorges Dam in...
Fed up American. What's happening, my brother? How are you? But is that it?
When you put a giant mass on the planet in a certain place, it would affect... Imagine like balancing a tire.
Okay.
In three dimensions.
Yeah, it's spinning, and you build this big thing. So perhaps damming up rivers and things like that aren't really good for the Earth.
Sure, not just the damming up, like the weight of the water that's being held back, but the dam itself. The Three Gorges Dam actually altered, it slowed the Earth by 6 seconds. So imagine, you put a lead weight on a tire somewhere. Any guys that maybe do this kind of work know how this works. A planet is going to work the same way. And what does this mean, though? I mean, where they're going to go on with a lot of speculation because a lot of cutting edge science. We have the most excellent tools imaginable. We can detect stuff like this. We can figure this out. What we can never really know, though, because it's always unprecedented and it's cutting edge, is what does it mean?
Yeah. So
they can speculate all kinds of whatever, but what does it mean? Do you think the planet's going to fall over and stuff?
No, I am with Grateful Preps and Jay. I think we are in the midst of a pole shift that happens every about 12,000 years, as she said. And I think they're going to throw the people bus at it as much as humanly possible and say that this is all our fault. It's our fault that this is happening. I believe we're in just the natural cycles of Earth. You know, climate change is real and it's really changing all the time. And yes, it may be changing rapidly, but perhaps we're in a progression in time where it rapidly changes.
I think what people need to get over is that the Ice Age was not normal. The Ice Age was the catastrophe.
Okay.
Earth is, for most of its history, disregarding some sort of cataclysmic event that caused like an ice age or something like it, or an extinction event, Earth is a tropical planet. When there was dinosaurs here, there was no ice caps. There was no ice or snow ever.
No, it was a big tropical paradise.
Earth is a tropical, hot planet.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing is it trying to return to that, for better or worse.
Yeah, back to the times of like the dinosaurs, right?
Now, I didn't live then, so I am not going to speak to it as if like...
Get Grimes, what's happening?
Every time I get going, you fucking greet some motherfucker in the comments. But anyway, Earth is simply going back to its actual normal. The Ice Age, the cool temperatures, the furry animals, the pine trees, actually not normal. That's the anomaly.
Okay. All right. Charlie Alpha Tango, what's happening, sister? Yeah, Livingston, man. I think it's natural cycles, and I think we either adapt or we die. You know, it's the same with preparedness. It's the same with survival. It's the same with being lost in the freaking woods. It's the same as being stuck in the snow. You either adapt and make do, or you die. You know, your will to go on has to be maxed out. And I hope everybody out there is working on that, you know, just building up your willpower
at the end of the day,
to push through, because times are going to get rough sooner or later, whether it's weather related, a pole shift related, or Vladimir Putin freaking related, or Ukraine related, or whatever it is. Sooner or later, our metal is going to be tested, and we need to keep that intestinal fortitude, man, that willpower.
I bet you T-Rex tastes like
probably not. I make them up as I go along. Bring on the dinosaurs, says Tank Houston. Yeah, I'm ready. Tracy Mickle, welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
They're cloning mastodon meat. Give them Jurassic Park already kind of
I can't wait.
Jurassic Park was like, this is kind of what you should shoot for.
Yep. I watched.
So, they'll figure it out one day, and everybody be like, "Please don't do it." And they're like, "Yeah, well, you know, we did it."
I watched a Glenn Beck interview with the guy who owns the company who's bringing the woolly mammoth back to life.
10,000 scientists wrote a letter. Please don't do it. They're like, "I'm doing it. Stop." Yeah, like, there's a million reasons why we shouldn't bring mastodons back to life, and yet they did. Just remember when they said AI was totally bad, we should shut that off, and now everybody can just ask ChatGPT to put titties on Livingston, man. And I blame y'all.
They keep playing God. And it's not cool, man. The Tasmanian devil. No, Michelle the Great. I think it was the Tasmanian tiger. They called it. It was more like it was a marsupial,
I know what you're talking about.
venomous bite. Right. There was actually a movie.
Well, there's
Tasmanian
devil, and then there's what?
It was the Tasmanian tiger.
Oh man, they had a name, not the quagga. But that was another one. They're pretty sure the dodo, the quagga, species that have gone extinct in our lifetime.
Recently
are ones that.
Mad Mama, I'm with you. Nothing could go wrong there. Nothing. Totally not.
Chat GPT just lit up with Livingston, man, with boobs. Yeah.
My mother Spark said we asked it to censor out taking your shirt off, and look what happened.
I turned the stream back on for that. I'm
for
a man of my word,
those who
you know.
left early. Grateful Prep says no, it's the Jersey Devil. Oh, interesting.
No, you're right. There's a Tasmanian tiger. It looks like a dog, but it's got like half a zebra butt, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
And there's a name for it that's escaping me, but yes.
It has a venomous bite. It paralyzes its victims when it bites them.
Hyena-ass looking dog.
Yeah. But they were a smaller creature, and the dodo and the mastodon are the three that folks are bringing back. K. Paul, yeah. It's,
Mastodons like actually lived until like not so long ago. Like they think the last population of mastodons lived off like the coast of like I guess it'd be what is that, Eastern Russia near Japan.
All right.
On like an Arctic island, but like maybe like 8,000 years ago. Egyptians and mastodons existed at the same time.
Wow, fantastic.
Okay, I'm like onto Egyptians, but also history. Okay, so the last things that will be left when the Earth finally flies into the sun are the Hoover Dam, the pyramids, the Three Gorges Dam, and possibly Mount Rushmore, unless somebody blows it up. Unless you are, the lesson here is unless you leave your mark in history in stone or cement, you're just dust in the wind, like that band said.
Sister Marie's Kitchen, what would happen if humans quit messing with Mother Earth? I think it would go through its natural cycles and we would adapt. We would farm. We would live sustainably off the land and, you know, like the natives did. They always believed in leaving some for future generations. No matter what it was they were harvesting, they always believed in sustainable practices. And don't catch all the fish. We have to leave some for future generations. So they would, you know, they knew that they needed food, but in some cases they would go hungry just to make sure that there was still food for future generations. I think
if you had teachers like me, you wouldn't have dropped out of school.
My man Marco, yes. Please, folks, smash that like button. It really helps out with the channel. And what do you got there? That's a hard Arizona green tea. Ooh, dangerous. And just to let everybody know out there, we now have, I believe, a membership button. So you guys can join the channel for exclusive content with myself and the Livingston Man and some of our friends.
And honestly,
as a membership, it's a great way to support the channel, and all of the membership money right now will be going into our event locations to rebuild. What do you think? Is it a regular tea with just some alcohol in it?
Well, it's with honey also. Okay.
Oh, it's got honey.
Let me do one more because that's not bad.
Yeah, because Tank needs to know how it is.
And you know,
is it refreshingly alcoholic?
Take two, going a step above not bad. That's I'll drink 15 of these. Okay, yeah, that's green tea with honey with like all the. It's got that little bit of like
alcohol ting to it.
It finishes sort of like a Mike's Hard, like one of those you ever like the Arnie Palmer ones.
Yeah.
That ain't bad, man.
Prepper Book Club. Thank you so much for joining.
First member? Is it true?
Prepper PBC. First membership. Very first membership.
All right, I don't know.
I'm not sure what the levels are. YouTube had me all screwed up, and hopefully I can get in there and adjust them. I just clicked the button to try it, and it had everything preset, and I just clicked OK. I don't know the tiers. I don't know.
It asked me to pay a monthly fee to like work here. I was like, that's peak capitalism right there. I was like, this fucking guy, he won't be happy till I pay him to work here.
I'm not sure where the membership thing is. I think it's somewhere down in the chat thing.
That's okay,
if you hit the money button, it will give you options. I believe I also have it set up so that you can gift memberships. Ghost Lincoln, thank you so much for joining the memberships. We really appreciate it. We got to build out houses, Livingston Man. We have to build
latrine duty.
Yeah. It's going to be quite the process. We got to get the machinery back there. It's going to be a process, and all of the cash that comes from this will give us. Eric, thank you so much for joining the memberships.
They get like privilege. I was reading it. And I was like,
you guys get privilege. They get own members only content. Members only. I can share my memes with everybody. We're gonna get so freaking banned from YouTube.
It puts their comments like at the top to it, like auto pins. It does like and what the hell did they call it? Priority responses.
That's right. You guys always get priority responses from me. Retired without benefits. Nobody
Tomcats
caring.
world,
Timur,
bro.
just smashing the like button
about to get
is
bonked,
all
bro.
anybody needs to do. This is definitely above and beyond. Patty Roach, what's happening, my brother? From my mother, my real brother.
From another mother, and plus his brothers, my brother. And shit.
Yeah, we all brothers around here.
Hey.
My mother Spark says it only has stickers and chats. Psh, lame. iPhone. Lame.
We did turn on.
Get that woman an Android.
Chat reaction.
Somebody, hey, we got to talk. We got to talk to the man and see if he can get my mother Spark an Android device so she can be surveilled like everybody else.
Those iPhones are just,
It was her birthday. She didn't get it. She didn't get an Android for her
came
birthday.
with did it come with the
you can get the
AirPods?
earbuds. You can get the the Samsung,
I
the
live in
Galaxy.
the- I
They're
live in
only
the-
settling a big lawsuit over their charging people too much for cell phones and
They didn't
stuff.
do that to me. I
Yeah,
use
they
a
did.
straight talk track phone, bro. But it's like a normal phone, and I got the watch, I got the earbuds. I'm like,
It's got the full
connected,
kit,
bro.
the full
Hello,
kit.
who's this?
Eric says, I don't know if it's just me, but the internet is breaking up. My mother Spark didn't get anything for her birthday. Oh, man. Tell you what. You know what you got? Livingston Man sang you a song last night.
I took my shirt off. I mean, what else?
Yeah, for those who didn't stay.
Girl,
late
you got
last
a
night.
man, okay? I can't go too far.
Pass on the Android. Yeah, a lot of folks are stuck to their electronic device, whatever it is. They're in it, they're invested in it, and there ain't no reason to change it. Livingston Man, I think we have another article here for this evening that we wanted to talk about.
We. He's French
we
now.
or me.
No,
or
we did
I,
that one.
or I. Oh, yeah.
And we had that other map about it. So let's go with this first.
Absolutely. Wolfang, thank you so much for joining the membership. We really, really appreciate it.
Now,
folks,
if you guys remember, there's...
Y'all know. Y'all already know. Look outside.
I don't know how many... Some years ago, we laughed because Australia was on fire. I'm sorry, Black Star. That was insensitive of me.
I didn't laugh, man. That broke my heart. It broke my heart to see that.
They planted a lot of eucalyptus trees, and apparently what happened is that they're extremely flammable, the oils in them and stuff like that. So once they call it wildfire situation, it was a big deal. That was Australia's issue at the time. Now, I don't know how it is now, but it's Australia. It's hot there, I'm sure. Yeah. But the new problem, you guys, is like North America, specifically Canada, specifically the Midwest. Like, I mean, look at this.
Yeah, smoke, the wildfire smoke.
Just like we saw in New York when it first happened there. It was red. We had the red day. Everybody remembers that. You could smell it. You could literally smell it like
what
someone's burning a campfire.
Translation do you have?
I have no.
That is.
I mean, Julio Jacabo. That's what he said. I wish I could hear it. It says English.
All
right. So that's fun. So look at this wildfire smoke. I mean, now it's taken over the heartland here.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois.
Yeah, all the way down Atlanta, Georgia,
West
Carolina,
Virginia,
Washington, D.C.
on Kentucky and Eastern Tennessee. Now, here's a better map. I like this one.
Yeah, Livingston Man's got a good one here, and actually gives you the air quality in your area, and you can see that this stuff is probably going to head
now we're here.
Back into New York.
We're here. See my pointer hovering. Call us Albany. But Cleveland roasted right now.
Yeah.
Chicago,
well, now listen,
Milwaukee,
guys. They're saying roasted, and you're seeing these numbers like 175. When the smoke had initially hit New York State, the air in Syracuse was at like a 380 something. So you want to talk about really bad? It was really, really bad. But
I mean, this can kind of give you, as we zoom out, essentially these red and purple spots are where there are like either wildfires or bad air. Like, so
yeah,
you can see that Canada is not doing well now. And this is air quality. This is not a wildfire map.
Yardbirds. I look at that smoke.
Also, I should probably show you guys the map I'm talking about instead of talking about it. But let's go over here because Africa ain't looking real great. I mean, What is this? What's going on?
Oh,
here?
The air quality there is just terrible.
It's black.
That's
dude.
hazardous.
498, 499. I don't know what the max at 500. Like I mean,
500 is as high as the scale goes.
What is this? I don't know if that's Saharan dust blowing off. But then you go to Europe. Europe ain't got nothing.
It's clean. 34.
But then we move over.
Crystal clear. XNYC Prepper, thank you so much for joining the membership, my friend. We really, really appreciate your support.
Even Ukraine's not doing too bad.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they're all right.
Like, so Europe has got clean air, you guys. So I don't know. Is that a coincidence?
It's not so good in Iraq and Syria and, places like that. Yemen.
It's almost like
no bueno.
Let me just go back here. So see what's going on here, right? So let me just go on back here. It's almost as if the third world countries have bad air quality.
Yeah.
So do what you will with that information. There are worse things you could be inhaling than wildfire smoke. Humanity was raised on it.
Bork, I tend to agree with you. I really think all of those fires starting at the same time, the way that they did was very suspicious. And eco-terrorists.
Talking about some level.
They will call them activists. The eco-terrorists.
Environmental protesters.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
I don't mind. When Greenpeace used to go out and actually be hard, like sink the whaling vessel, like they'd fire on them. Like, yeah, let's do this. Now they go out and like do dumb stuff, like throw paint at it. Like, okay, that was gay. I'm all for the environment. I'm all for I live there. Okay, to be honest, and so do all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this normal. This is not normal. We need to figure this out. Whatever this means, this cannot be normal. Whether it's man-made, man-caused, whatever it is, we gotta not do this whole kill the fucking planet thing anymore. Sorry if that makes me a fucking left wing cuck liberal, but I live
grew
here
up on
too.
Captain Planet. I can't hold it against him.
I live here too, and so do all of us. And I don't understand the whole where else you gonna go, man?
Yeah, there's no place left to go to. This is it. So we got to figure out a way. And if it's not what they're saying it is, okay, what is it then, Mr. and or Mrs. Expert? Yeah. I think, Patty Roach says, if you drive down the roads, it looks like we're in the middle of fall here. And he's absolutely right. The tent caterpillars have eaten all of the foliage off of entire hillsides.
Who needs Agent Orange when you can just breed caterpillars so much cheaper?
They are decimating the foliage here in upstate New York.
It's to make the real estate
very little canopy left.
It's to make the real estate worthless, log it out, clear it up, put housing developments.
Yeah.
But not for you and me. And when I call it housing developments, what I mean are 300-acre estates for people who are Biggie Smalls in the house. Bro.
Biggie Smalls in the house. He's the illest.
Has been.
Yeah, it's true. Fed Up says, I will live in my Soviet gas mask with the asbestos filters.
That's right.
Oh, man. If you can live, you can 50s, 60s, and 70s. Shit is a cakewalk.
Agent Orange was now everybody's favorite company, Monsanto.
Yeah.
Now, a bunch of different companies.
Rename it, put it in a different bottle, right?
They were part of what they called the rainbow chemicals. There was Agent Purple, there was green. Agent Orange catches heat because DuPont.
Birth defects.
DuPont and a bunch of other chemical companies were all contracted to make this defoliant, this weed killer, if you will. And in their testing, they found out that there was this stuff called dioxin that happened.
Okay.
Dioxin's your real villain when it comes to Agent Orange.
Is that your reaction to it? Or?
It's the super heavy toxic part of it that never goes away and makes you have lesions and bleed and stuff. So these other companies knew how to they were yo, this is a thing that's going to happen. So they sent a memo to Monsanto. They said, this is a byproduct that's going to occur when you make this chemical, and we know a way to filter it out and make it safe. Okay. Monsanto said, I don't care about that. and produced their version of Agent Orange, which was heavy in dioxin, which is a forever chemical, essentially. It's always there. It's extremely persistent. It creates a wasteland.
Okay.
Now, conspiracy thought wonders whether Monsanto did that on their own accord or whether they were ordered to make a different variant and see what that did. But Agent Orange caused untold damage. But only that version of it. There were actually like 3 or 4 of them. And Monsanto, why people should originally hate them is because they were told how to make it not that. And we're like, well, no.
Ooh.
And a lot of things I say are in a nutshell. Go do your own research. Read about what I'm saying. I don't talk shit that ain't true.
Karen says Agent Orange became chemotherapy. I don't know. I got to look into that, Karen.
Agent Orange is the original like Roundup. We kind of call it that now.
Yeah. Interesting.
What else though? I mean, so aside from killing the planet, which we're well on our way to doing, we're doing great at that.
It's happening.
Another wildfire smoke. Now, of course, there's malaria. We got malaria.
Malaria in Florida. You have to be careful down there.
Weren't they mad too because some weird snail showed up?
Man. I seen it. Well, I guess with the invasive species things, mosquitoes are the biggest killer on the planet as far as that is concerned.
Always have been.
Mosquitoes are nasty. They will give you a disease and you will die from it.
I've heard people claim that actually, like, that whole, like, you can't kill all the mosquitoes because everything else will die is
false.
Well, exaggerated.
Yeah, probably.
You can't remove an entire thing from, like,
the ecosystem.
You can't without, like, some.
I gotta tell you,
I'm out here like, let's bring back DDT, bro. Like, because back then, like, it was all fun and games.
Between the caterpillars eating all of the leaves off the trees, between the ticks who can give you now untold different, ailments. You can get anaplasmosis from a tick, which is really nasty. You can get Powassan disease from a tick, which is could kill you.
Rocky Mountain spotted fever, Lyme's disease.
The list goes on. Lyme's disease is like the less of all of these.
Yeah, I've had Lyme's disease twice. It's terrible. It sucks.
Yeah. Patty Roach says the state of New York used to spray it behind the guardrails on the interstates. I actually saw a New York State spray truck not that long ago. I passed it on the roadway and they were doing exactly that. They have sprayers on the front and back of the truck. They just drive down the side of the road slow and weed killer all around the guardrails. Saves a ton of money, guys. You don't have to worry about getting people out there to weed whack that stuff.
I've heard the older folks talk about running behind the DDT truck as they came through town spraying, like they'd run behind it. Like finally the bugs were gone.
Yeah. It's good for you guys.
There is a case to be made that chemicals like that and measures like that have done a lot for human civilization when it comes to sanitation and public health.
Yeah, big time.
When you can go into people used to drop dead from like preventable diseases until we made these chemicals that cause birth defects in our children 3 generations down the line. It was so much better, you guys.
That's the Wolfgang. I agree. Evil does walk among us. I'm big on the tick related illnesses because I had a friend who passed away from a tick-borne illness. And absolutely terrible, man. They're preventable. Get yourself good quality insect repellent. I recommend the permethrin and pre-treat your clothing, especially for outdoors, and be conscious of them, man. They're out there. Treat all of your gear when you're outdoors, and wear light colors. Check yourself off, and it's so important to be careful of this stuff. And if you get bit by a tick, don't take it for granted. Go and see your doctor and make sure that you are okay. If you get antibiotics within the first 48 hours of a tick bite, you can prevent Lyme disease by like 85%. So,
I may be wrong, but I'm going to say that actually that's 36.
36 hours?
Now, the first time I got Lyme disease, I found the tick on me like just too late. And I was like, oh, you bastard. The next time I got it, though, the tick was only on me for about 12 hours.
Okay.
So the new thing, like what I would recommend, and Lyme disease sucks no matter which way you get it.
Absolutely.
The first time, because I didn't find it right away, it became systemic. I got like kind of really sick. It worked its way in.
Yeah.
The second time I found it quick enough, but I still got it. And it was only like less than 12 hours. And the doctor made a note of that when I said that. And she's like, oh, I've been on you for longer than that. I'm like, no, it hasn't. Yeah. And I can promise you. And it still showed up positive for it. But past couple of years, I've been surprised to notice that I haven't really seen them. Maybe once in a while, you got like a big one, you're like, nope.
Yeah, the big wood ticks have been super, super common this year. And as we get towards the fall, I think we're going to see a huge uptick in the deer ticks. Those ones will really mess you up.
And on the topic, I am not a doctor. Think you should see one do it.
But he is a Livingston man.
The bullseye will not always show up
where you're bitten.
Right. In some cases, you might need a friend or a significant other to be like, "Oh wow, it's on your back, dude."
Yeah.
It could happen. Now that's all fear porn, but like
absolutely. But if you're in Florida, folks, malaria is in the mosquitoes. Please be careful.
And they got like snails that showed up, right?
We have the black lantern flies, the caterpillars, the Angry actually did a video on the spotted lantern fly.
Elon tried to sell us flamethrowers, and they were like, "That's a bad idea."
Now I'm like, "Hey, I could really use one of them flamethrowers, Livingston man."
Okay, cool.
Tomcat says, "I'm in Florida. I'm always safe, my brother. Way to be, my friend. Way to be." Picardin lotion or spray I find works really, really well and lasts about 12 hours on your clothing. And I think it lasts about 6 or until you sweat it off on your skin.
Does it kill them when they touch me?
What's that?
Whatever.
No, they won't even come near you.
I want it to kill them.
That's a bug zapper, Livingston. You got to turn bug zapper mode on.
All right. So bug zapper suit, that's going to be a fun video to make. We're going to make a bug zapper suit.
Yeah, guys, if you are bit by a tick, there's ticks now. The Lone Star tick has made its way into upstate New York.
They carry nasty, worse than Lyme disease. Like
it'll make you allergic to red meat. Allergic to red meat, like you get violently ill if you eat red meat from a tick bite, guys. So
violent.
If I couldn't have red meat,
never that. Ladies and gentlemen, with 1 minute left. Of course, I want to throw a shout out, and I'll do the shameless plug. All right, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's so many different ways.
Right down in the description section.
If you're not already connected to us, easiest way to be involved in what Hudson Valley Prep and Survival has got going on is to go to the Facebook group, join up with that huge community with
great
huge people. Knowledge. What do you want to know? We know.
That's right.
Somebody knows.
Somebody knows. Old Mutt is there. I mean,
at the end of the day,
he's the godfather of preparedness as far as
keep walking it all the way up. Start asking people. I want to talk to the Mutt.
That's right.
Maybe he'll let you.
Yeah. It's like working your way in to see the king.
We do, on location events. We do all kinds of stuff.
Come along for the adventure, man.
The green people now, those are members, right?
That's right.
I want to welcome all the new members that done subscribe to the channel.
Thank you so much for your membership.
Please understand that personally, I don't really know what you just did with that, but we're gonna make right on whatever promises Mike made with that.
Absolutely.
It's going to be super fun. And
yes.
What we're going to do moving forward is let these guys tell you about their experience with it. And perhaps the rest of you will join them over there with a membership to Hudson Valley Prep and Survival.
Some fancy stuff. Ghost Lincoln says, can't do Facebook, not allowed. Understood.
You could always just make a
Cat Lady says, trying to figure out how to subscribe.
It's like
it's a follow button. I think you follow it. Join the group, the Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival Group. It's
long name, amazing results.
That's right.
Everybody's
There's also
in there.
The Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival online yard sale group. So if you have stuff in your area, too much stuff, and you need to move some stuff, it's a great place to find quality pre-loved gear at affordable prices.
Or you got some stuff you want to get rid of.
Exactly.
Throw it up.
Exactly. Ghost says, I hope the rebuilding of your camp is great. I do too, my friend. We will be working hard at it here real soon. We got to get the equipment back there, Livingston, man. We got to dig some holes. Eric says, payment in advance, not necessary, my friend. I will see you when I see you. I know we have to hook up here real soon, so I'll be seeing you in person very, very soon, Eric. Thank everybody for joining us on this We All Gonna Die Wednesday. We'll be back. We got plenty of video. Livingston Man and I have to do some chopping and some editing to bring you guys along on our Pioneer Camp adventure that we had this past weekend.
We got some footage.
Yeah,
the weather was tough, but we got some stuff, and
I think you guys will enjoy it.
There's always something in the pipeline for you guys.
Absolutely. So Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, that's it for the We All Gonna Die Wednesday. We will catch y'all on the next one, folks. Be safe.